what I want you to do from this presentation, from this introduction, is to be able to remember where these different topics go. So, Article 1 is the legislative branch. We talked about that. What's it mean to legislate? To legislate means to write laws. Okay? So we have our capital I here, and I don't know, maybe this works for you, it works for me. The capital I kind of reminds you of a pencil, okay? So you throw a pencil on there, make it a big pencil, and it's the first letter of the word legislative, okay? So that's a way to remember, the legislative branch. Article 1, legislative, okay? 1, legislative. Good. So the legislative branch at the U.S. level, what's that called? You're right, it's called Congress, okay? So Article 1 is the legislative branch, Congress. Let's go on to Article 2. Article 2 is the executive branch. Okay, what's it mean to what's executive mean? It means it comes from the word to execute, right? To execute means to carry out the law, to make it happen. Okay? So we have Article 2, these two double I's. What if we take those two double I's and we cross them? What are we going to make? Make an X, right? Which remind us, okay, executive. Yeah, so Article 2 is the executive. Okay? Executive branch. Now the person in charge of the executive branch at the U.S. level is the president, right? Okay. So Article 1, legislative. Article 2, executive. Good. So Article 3 is the judicial branch. Now that's kind of a big word. What does that come from? Well, it really comes just from the word judge, to judge. Okay, so we have our triple I here, Article 3. When you go into now bear with me here, the weirder stuff is sometimes the more you remember it. Okay, so you go into a judge because you have two people who aren't happy, right? You come out with two people smiling. So let's take those three eyes and put them out there and put two smiles on, okay? Because they walk out from the judge saying, hey, everything's good, we're all fixed it. Now what does that look like? Well, in my mind at least, it looks like the first two letters, J and U, okay? Judicial, all right? So that's one way to remember it, is judicial branch. Now the judicial branch at the U.S. level is the Supreme Court, okay? So Article 1, legislative. Article 2, executive. Article 3, judicial, okay? Excellent. Now, Article 4 is the states. Have you ever been to Four Corners, right? What is that? Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico? Yeah. Been to Four Corners. Those are 4 states, right? So when you think of Article 4, you can think of 4 corners, 4 states. Article 4 is the states. Article 1, legislative. Article 2, executive. Article 3, judicial. Article 4, states. Okay? Good. Now, Article 5, if you remember, is the amendment, right? Amendment process. Now, what's it mean to amend? Amend means to change, okay? So there's ways in the Constitution in Article 5 that tell you how to amend or how to change the Constitution. So let's look at this. We have our capital V, right, which is Article 5. What if we take that and just flip it over? What's it become? It becomes a capital A, the first letter of amendments, okay? So Article 5, amendments. Article 5, okay, got it? That's a way to remember it. Amendment process, remember? Amendment means the rules to change the Constitution. Article 6 has to do with supremacy, okay? Supremacy comes from the word supreme. What's supreme mean? It means the highest level. It means what's in charge, okay? Our Constitution is the supreme law of the land. It's what's in charge in our land. So let's take this VI and let's flip it over as well. What's it become? It becomes a capital I, capital A. You can kind of think of this as I am, put an M on there, I am supreme, okay? So there's supremacy, I am supreme. VI, flip it over, I am supreme, okay? So supremacy. Now, moving on to Article 7. This one is just weird. It probably doesn't work at all, okay? But it's something to kick in your mind and go, okay, that's the analogy you used that didn't make any sense, but that's how I remember it. Okay, so here it is. Article 7, ratification. First of all, what's it mean to ratify? Ratify means to adopt, to vote, to approve, okay? So in the 13 colonies, they wrote these rules in Article 7 how to ratify the Constitution. And 9 out of the 13 colonies had to say, yep, we want this. And that's when it became valid, when they voted for it. Okay, so Article 7, VII. We're going to flip over a couple of these and turn it into something that looks similar to some letters. A, and let's say the second one's a T, I, okay? Which are the second, third, and fourth letters of the word ratification. Does that work? More or less, okay? Like I said, just to go, oh, that one didn't work, but I remember why it didn't work, and it means ratification. Okay? Ratification rules. Voting to adopt the Constitution. Okay, so there you have it, right? The Constitution is broken up into 7 different parts called articles. Each one has their separate topic. Let's review. Article 1 is legislative. Article 2, executive. Article 3, judicial. Article 4, states. Article 5, the amendment process. Article 6, supremacy. And Article 7, ratification. Good.